ganda yung background mo, Rafi, ah.
Thanks. Bagong gawa.
Mahal.
Mahal ba yung construction?
Medyo.
Nahirapan ka? Di ba self-build yan?
Pero maganda laging maaraw kahit umuulan.
Self-build ba yan? Ang galing mo,
DIY.
Do you see your name has changed?
There. Okay,
yes.
so...
Okay.
Ready?
Hindi mo kaya may... sige, go.
Hindi kaya yung...
Pagkamot ka.
Ito ibang kamot. Nakakaloka. Uy, may ganyan din ako, kahoy.
Hindi. Mahirap na kumita eh. Nagbebenta ngayon ako.
Okay.
Good afternoon. Welcome to... Don't laugh! Ulit.
Okay. Take two.
Ay, just go. Take two.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Coffee Convo Thursdays. Coffee Convo Thursdays is our 30-minute coffee date with you guys where we discuss one question from three perspectives. We also would like to invite you guys to join Project Inbound on Facebook. This is the group where we continue having a safe space for professionals and business owners alike to share ideas on how to grow their businesses and their careers better. So this afternoon, our topic is, why is video important to growing your business? So I will introduce a little because this is Henry's this will mainly be Henry's piece, but to introduce that from the engagement point of view, video is important because number one, I have an acronym again. It's FEE. Okay, I have one F and three E. So number one, video is important because it's flexible. Okay, it can have different formats. It can be a live interview. It can be a recorded edit. Yeah, it can be a demo. It can be an unboxing. It can be so many things. So it's a very flexible content format. Next, it's very engaging. So why is that important? Because the digital sphere is a very impersonal world where you're looking at screens, you're looking at apps, and you're not really talking to people face to face. But the having videos there allows you to have a certain degree of personality and connection. So it is very engaging. The next E is effective. It's very effective because a lot of people now, a lot of marketers are seeing the trend now that people come to understand services and products better when they see a video of it. So whether it's a demo or unboxing, people get a clearer sense of what an item is or what a product is. Plus, a lot of marketers also notice that a lot of videos become the final trigger that help people lead to purchasing decisions. So it's very effective in that sense. And then, of course, you cannot discount that videos are entertaining. Whether the content is very good and insightful, that you get a lot of information for it, or the people are funny, or the concept is funny. So whatever happens, there's an entertainment value. So from the digital engagement point of view, videos are very valuable in terms of marketing because first of all, it's flexible, it's entertaining, engaging, and effective. So since what we're talking about is video, I'd like to give more time now to the man of the hour, our video production head, Mr. Henry Posadas.
May man of the hour pa. No?
Man of the 30 minutes.
Ako na naman.
Inintrohan ka na nga eh.
Nga. Okay. So anyway, if we look at studies right now at saka statistics, talagang video is the prime mover or prime communicator right now sa internet eh. I think the statistics is 70% of teka, yung notes ko nakakatawa eh. Gumawa ako ng daming notes eh. Tapos iniwan ko doon.
Parang ako.
So anyway.
Yeah.
Wala ako yun. So anyway, 70% daw ng marketing interactions successful because of video. And they say, if I remember right, na compared to words, videos is actually 60,000 times faster to comprehend. So imagine
correct.
mo, if you think about it, would you go to a web page and look at all the details, yung mga yung mga ano yung advantages ng phone if for example wala ka pang alam out of the blue, di ba? Yes, probably a picture would attract you. But words itself, let's say may sinabi, okay, iPhone looks like this, like that, you can do this, like you can do that. Yes, probably it will get your attention. But nothing gets your attention more than videos. In fact, on a personal level, ako kasi I've never bought anything na I haven't studied or
Haven't
I
seen a
haven't
video?
seen a video sa internet. Kasi
Talaga?
kasi
Okay.
because if I see something and I like it, automatically I search YouTube sa mga reviews about it.
Mm-hmm.
Because videos nga, there's parang unboxing, di ba? Like for example, if I show you this, and then I show details of how it works, anong ginagawa.
Mm-hmm.
Mas parang, tawag dito, parang ikaw din yung may experience, what you call that, yung parang it's a shared experience. As compared to me just reading about it. That's personally for me, because siguro I'm a filmmaker.
Yeah.
So basically, yun yung talaga yung power ng video. And if you think about it, right now, the prime movers nung sa internet are what they call influencers. Ano bang ginagamit ang influencers? I don't know the statistics, but I think yung vlogs are far siguro mga 20-30% lang compared sa vlogging. Again, yung notes ko nandun. Pero
no excuses.
sa akin yun yung power ng video. I think yung another aspect na parang gusto ko sabihin about videos is that unlike words where it will take you such a long time to describe something, yung videos immediate.
Right.
Di ba? For example, I showed you a house. And I took a video, even compared to photos, di ba? Let's say I showed you a house, and then we walked inside the house, and I showed you the space, and we go all around. You can see the space, di ba? So without me telling you na it's very spacious, makikita mo. So yun yung power ng video. Yun yung power ng video.
Yeah. So building on lang yung sinabi mo, no, wait. Actually, I know of people who prefer the written. Prefer reading. One of the reasons being at least they can go at their own pace if they wanna para meron hindi na comprehend madali. Although you can rewind on a video para mas madali with reading, di ba?
Yes.
And yun nga, taking notes and whatever because it's on hold. Pero that for me is evidence lang na kasi I wanted to start off by saying video at the very basic level is important because it's an alternative form for delivering the same content. And if we remember our buyer, hindi naman isang klaseng tao lang yan, iba-iba. So it would be good to have different forms. Meron dyan, yun nga, written, meron infographic, meron images, and then there's video, and then meron pa nga audio, di ba? You mentioned before, Henry, sinasabay na rin nila yung mga podcast nila when they do their video. So at the very least, may ganon. Ngayon, I agree with both of you na, given a chance, it done properly, parang if you do a blog well, if you do an podcast or do image well and do a video well, given that assuming that is a constant, mas video can be way more engaging because yun nga medyo may numbers dito, like if a picture is worth 1,000 words, pag 60 frames per minute, that's 6,000 words. 60,000
Labo.
Labo.
Pero
50,000
yeah,
words
my
per
point.
second. No,
Yeah.
pero di ba kasi, and then you were saying, in a way, if you're just taking images of a space, nasa ano yon, nasa photographer kung anong image ang i-capture niya na I hope this captures the whole thing that mabigay impression of the space. But a videographer na kasing galing would be able to give more angles na baka pati siya hindi niya naisip pero dahil na-capture niya, nakita nung viewer. Diba?
Yes.
Dahil nga, it's a bunch of photographs stitched together. Diba? Parang ganon. So, yon. Then when it comes naman that you guys mentioned the statistics, rather than the why it's important na ano, parang I would like the viewers to remember na that's evidence. It's not why you should do it.
Yes.
Siguro because but it's just evidence na ano na marami nga na nag-appreciate ng video.
Yes.
Because otherwise why are they bothering? It must be producing some results.
Yes. Yeah.
Like to give you an idea lang, I don't know if you guys know this, within 5 to 10 minutes na nag-uusap tayo, supposedly there's 200 plus videos being uploaded already. So can you imagine na lang how much content that's being made? So that said rin, which is medyo out of the scope of this topic, why video is important. I'd like to mention then, you have to make your video. It's important that you make your video at maayos panoorin. It should be nice to watch. And actually na-mention mo yan, at importante yung sound.
Yeah.
Importante yung sound. It's video pero very important yung sound because pag nagkataon pangit yung video mo, at least maganda pa rin yung sound.
I guess sorry, go ahead.
Okay. So I'll wrap up na yung ibang other things in relation to digital. Yung maganda sa video, which is actually true naman for most of the content, is that it's measurable. Because you can on the side of analyzing your marketing efforts, video will give you an idea pa rin of how much engagement you have by seeing how long they actually watch it. In terms of metrics, you want them at least to exceed 10 seconds raw. Na para at least meron ka ng, parang you can count that as a parang win
or
engagement.
Better tinapos nila.
Of course. Yeah. Yeah. But in terms of metrics lang, that's an indicator. Maybe it's up to you if you wanna lengthen that. Pero that's one indicator. And then there are other things na later on when you decide to follow the path of yung blogging. If you put a video on top of a blog, there's a better chance of retaining them and reducing your bounce rate.
Yeah.
We can talk about that some other time, but remember the word bounce rate. It means kasi when you go to the site, hindi ako interesado dito, I bounce. I leave the website. Yun yung bounce rate, di ba? So by having a video, parang kahit pa paano mag-stay ka longer. And then if you engage longer, you reduce your bounce rate, and then Google will start thinking na meron useful sa page mo. That's why people stay longer. Kasi a high bounce rate, evaluation ng Google dyan in terms of search is walang kwenta yan, kaya umalis agad. Okay? And then, pasensya na one more ad lang. Kasi, yun nga, I don't know if anybody mentioned, it's the second largest search engine next to Google. And then, so it's important that you have your content there also if you want to be found. Kasi diba, we spend all this effort to be on the search engine on Google. If they're the second, yung YouTube, then you should put effort there also. Plus, when you rank on YouTube, malamang you'll rank rin on Google.
Yeah.
So that's why it's important. So
kasi just to add lang, no, kasi nga tama they found out na the more videos you have, the more chances na yung sa search engine tumaas yung ano mo, di ba, sa ranking, if yung optimization, so malakas ang ano ng video, malakas ang hatak ng video. Pero sa akin on a personal level, or well, not even on a personal level, let me just ask everybody. Kayo, kung anong ginagawa nyo in your free time? I know there are people who read, di ba? But most of us, what do? Di ba? We Google. I mean, we go to YouTube. We go to YouTube, we watch videos, we go to Facebook.
Correct.
So, mas madaling visually ma-appeal tayo eh. At saka yung information nga, going back sa information, look at your background. Kuha mo yung background, even if I don't have the words to say or to describe your background, the mere fact that I saw it, tinitinan ko na ngayon, wow, ang liwanag, ang ganda. Uy, ganda ng furniture niya. All this, picture lang.
Yeah.
Some picture lang.
Actually,
imagine kung video.
Yan yung, for
Sige.
me, that's something that I wanted to add was that yung making a content video makes it more universal. Kasi there are people, let's say, who don't speak your language.
True.
Kasi I do watch sometimes other videos na not English or Tagalog.
Yes.
And then, yun nga, you're enriched by the other non-verbal cues. Like, yung background, yung sounds, ganyan. It adds context also to what's happening.
Sabihin mo na kasi, Korean telenovela.
Spanish.
Spanish.
I'm trying to learn yung hinuhulaan ko, tapos tina-turn on ko yung subtitle. Kung tama. I try to learn a new language by watching films of that language.
That's
and then
yun, yung one way.
So aside from it provides a semi-sensorial kasi diba when you're doing it face-to-face na-affect ng sound, yung touch, hearing lahat. It brings you closer to that experience kasi aside from the subject matter that you see, you're able to hear sounds, see pictures, diba? That parang give it a bigger context nga and more meaning. And then, yung gusto ni Henry i-point out ever since na video helps advertising become more truthful. Kasi nga, as also Rafi pointed out kanina, pag you're taking a picture of something, if I see a product, let's say I'm buying a guitar, ang pinakita lang is a picture. Paano kung yun yung best angle pala of that? Pero when you turn it around, hindi pala makinis yung ganitong side, ganyan. Pero when it's a video and you're seeing the 360, or someone is demoing the item, mas madali for you to spot the entirety of the item. So, hindi ka madaling maluloko. Plus yung even a person, if you're talking to, let's say, a big figure, a social figure, no? Pwedeng a picture would be very poised, ganyan. Pero when you actually see the person in an interview, makikita mo yung mas kabuuan ng personality niya, di ba? How is this person when she's asked this question? Kaya nga, di ba, before let's say an election, you'd wanna hear your political candidates debate. Kasi seeing them on screen longer gives you a better window into how they are as people. And yung pagiging multi-purpose ng video, because working in my role in the company, I handle clients as well as yung team, and video can be used for both. So whether it's an internal training material, an onboarding material for your team, or whether it's for your cold prospect outreach, let's say you're sending marketing emails, diba? You can put a video email in, and then when you're presenting to your client, you can do a video proposal, things like this. So limitless, but to medyo curveball, to throw a curveball to our discussion, while maganda ang video and flexible siya, not everyone has an easy time with it. Kasi even tayo, setting this up, di ba? Yung technical difficulties, ganyan. And Henry, ikaw, given that this is, we turn to you all the time for this.
Galing segue.
We turn to you a lot of time for this. So, a lot of the time. So, like yan, ang daming challenges, whether it be live video like this or recorded videos that you have to edit. What would be, if I were to ask you, what are your 3 main tips for people who are using video more and more now that they're working from home?
Sige.
Can you give us?
Okay yan. But before I answer that, can I just go back a little bit? Go back a little bit. Yung kasi when we talk about video, because syempre, we started out, di ba? We're talking about business eh. But right now kasi there's already this thing sa YouTube na creators actually are creating
Yeah.
content that are creating a way to soft sell your your product, pero there's truth in advertising, and at the same time uh it's more powerful because you're actually talking to your actual niche market. So
Okay.
although
Yeah.
we're saying video, of course we're talking about Instagram and yung mga
Yeah.
slide commercial
Mm-hmm.
malilit. Actually, the more
Mm-hmm.
powerful tool is yung mga when it goes already to the podcast, to the webinars, to the
Mm.
content creation, to yung mga lifestyle, alam mo yung mga lifestyle, mga unboxing, ganun.
Mm-hmm.
Because precisely nga, like Tanya said, is you get to know the person. We talked about branding before, di ba? Ngayon kasi nagiging branding ngayon, it's like when you say branding, you are now already the brand, eh. Di ba? For example, uh, si for example,
Yan,
Apple,
si
ang
Rafi.
brand, Apple,
Sungit.
actually, before, meron talaga mga taong ganyan. For example, Henry Ford,
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Edison, at saka si ano.
Mm.
Pero, generally speaking, before, when you say brand, it's a company brand eh. Pero ngayon,
Mm.
it's starting to shift eh. Even the CEOs themselves are already part of the brand. Kasi, di ba, si Elon
Mm.
Musk is part of yung, ano
Mm.
niya,
Yeah.
sino yung sa Amazon,
Si Bezos.
si Bezos, the richest
Si
man in the
Mr.
world, di ba?
Relentless.
Microsoft,
Mr.
all the richest man.
Relentless.
So if you look at it, we're talking video, but actually it's an opportunity for people to get to know the brand. You're the brand already eh.
Yeah.
And it's already, ang nagustuhan ko kasi ngayon sa nangyayari ngayon is there's already truth in advertising in a sense na yes, you can fake it, but it's really hard to fake. It's really hard to fake it eh. And when you
Mm.
start doing content and you start interacting with your customers, the moment nagkamali ka, grabe ang ano eh. Either nagkamali ka
Yung
or may
feedback.
mali kang sinabi or hindi mo pala alam pinag-usapan mo, grabe yung feedback.
Yeah.
But it's a way also for people to see if you're going to address the issue, if you're honorable enough to admit mistake. So in a way, nagiging ano
Mhm.
yung nagiging very human yung marketplace. So that's what I like about yung
Yes.
component nun sa YouTube, for example,
Correct.
content creators.
Mm.
Now, going dun sa
Mm.
sinasabi ni and again, sorry, because of COVID, ang nangyayari ngayon, everybody's going sa Zoom. Diba?
Mm.
Everybody's going sa Zoom
Yeah.
and webinar, di ba? Parang we're forced now to teach. For example,
Forced.
yung madaming mga
Mm.
dance instructors or gyms or something now, they have to teach sa web. Ang
Education in general.
education.
Mm.
Now,
Mm-mm.
eto ngayon yung sinasabi ni Tanya, yung question ni Tanya, ano daw yung tips what to look out for? Sa akin, ang very first thing to look out for is when it comes ngayon sa video, especially let's say sa YouTube or even a podcast, for example sa Spotify, even before all the technical things, ang pinaka-importante, you have to be honest. Or you have to come out as being honest. So yun yung talaga yung pinakauna. And second, mas importante yun kaysa being formal. Para sa akin yan. Because people will sniff you right away. Somehow for me, because I've already migrated, I haven't watched TV, I don't watch TV commercials before, I don't watch so I've been watching sa YouTube. Ang attitude niya sa YouTube, everybody will sniff you right away. Ay, advertisement to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So ngayon baliktad.
Yeah.
Instead of keeping state secrets, di ba, yung mga company secret, what do you call that, trade secrets, now baliktad. You have to inform people, you have to help people. Goes back dun sa initial talk natin about branding. So, sa akin yun yung importante. Okay, now we have that. Given na yan because personality mo na yan. The technical stuff, although we're talking about video, ang pinaka-importante actually sa start is the audio. Because I can do a very good, for example, ang ganda linis-linis. But if the audio is really bad, people won't watch it. Unless, of course, you create a video na if you mute it. Di ba? Kaya nga, another tip is when you create a video, I'm not talking about webinars or podcasts, no? I'm talking about Instagram. you're supposed to edit it in a way that if you turn off the audio, you still understand what you're seeing.
No, you get some
even the
of the
information.
message.
Yeah, the message. Or if you want an action, diba? If you want them to engage, dapat nandun sa video. But we're talking about technical stuff. So one is yung audio, and susunod is yung video camera. So we're talking about the equipment, and we're also talking how do you use the equipment. So those things, ano yung equipment na pwede mong gamitin, available. Let's say hindi ka pa mag-upgrade, you have to know how to use it, and then how to use it in your environment. Because to tell you the truth, if for example, if I were to help Tanya and Rafi out, there are certain things na pareho, certain concepts na pareho, pero because of yung environment na iba, probably mas may space yung kwarto niya or yung window na. It's going to be a bit different. So those things, you have to know the equipment, and you have to know yung technique. Yung technique, how to use the equipment. There's the audio side, and then there's the camera side. Later on, there's lighting. So audio, and then you capture yung camera, and then finally yung artificial light. Yan. So basically, all those things we can talk about, but we don't have time right now. I'll talk about it more in detail sa webinar na ibibigay ko, free webinar. Because it's a very technical thing.
Yeah, plus I guess it's medyo out of Yeah, it's better covered there. We are actually, trying to answer why video. Yeah.
Are you guys seeing this?
Yeah, I see it.
Okay, just to cut in everyone, to people who will see this video, we're having a webinar in 2 weeks. It's a special edition of our Coffee Convo Thursdays, wherein our head of video production, Mr. Henry Posadas, will give us a webinar on practical tips for better videos. So this is really important because nowadays a lot of us are doing live meetings through Zoom or Google Meet because of the current lockdown and the COVID situation. And since the trend is becoming more video nga for content creators, this is also one for you. So whether you're a content creator, someone in business, or a professional working from home, there's something for all of you here. So the links to this registration page will be available on our Incognitus FB page or Project Inbound. Okay?
Oh, I just want to add, you mentioned pala, di ba, dahil sa dami ng video, because we're forced to do video when we communicate. So why is video important? Because, yun na nga, para you make a good impression. Kasi can you imagine pag nakita, like for example, if you just look at our videos, pinakamaganda impression yung kay Henry.
Oh, definitely.
Di ba? So, and then, but yun na nga, at the very least, it's like showing up during a live meeting na magulo yung buhok mo, hindi ka nag-ahit, kaya kita mo nag-ahit ako, ganyan, di ba? Pag video, nakakatulong yun. Nakakatulong. Again, I'm talking at the very least. That's why it's important. Yan.
Meron, hindi ko alam kung part of the topic because already I'm coming from the filmmaker side, from the creator side, not really from the business side. Pero even if I do sa business side, ang ganda kasi ang hindi ko nga ma-explain sa mga friends ko. I actually bought more things because I watched something sa YouTube. Because ang galing ng kwento. Like I shared to you yung video nung yung barn find, right? Yeah. So ang galing kasi is because you're drawn in dun sa story. So I'm not talking just video per se, kasi anything can be video naman. I'm talking already the power of filmmaking. So you can be drawn in dun sa kwento, and then since the guy was really talking about, okay, how do I clean this bar find and to be sure na I do the right thing. So he was already educating us in a very entertaining way how to do it, and because he's teaching you how, he teaches you the materials, and then in the end you start okay yan, pwede ko bilhin yan Like I keep saying, gusto ko sana gumawa, calling out A's. Gusto ko maganda ngayon kasi sa States, madaming ganyan.
Yeah.
Ang nangyayari kasi, I don't know about women, pero for example, the men kasi kami, when we go sa Ace Hardware or any hardware or kahit sa home or any big hardware, looking for sponsors. Pupunta kami, tapos may makikita kami, uy, ganda niyan. Pwede sana to. Ano kaya to? But we're scared kasi we might end up parang, sorry for the term, it's an actual term, gear sluts. Yung parang bibili ka ng bibili, hindi mo naman magagamit. But if you saw a video, like yun nga yung sinasabi ko, I watched this Drive Clean, I think that's the channel. He actually explains it to you. How do you use it? When do you use it? Because in the end kasi, doesn't matter naman if it's the latest model. You have to know if you know how to use it, and if you can do if you can do the job. So bahala ka lang mag-isip. Those things hindi mo ma-fit in sa commercial. Hindi mo siya ma-fit in sa commercial. Ma-fit in mo lang siya dun sa actual show that actually if you tell eto nga if you go sa YouTube and you watch these things, even yung mga podcast, wala siya nung, di ba, ngayon parang of course what people here are sa marketing, we talk about advertisements, 15-seconder, di ba, 30-seconder, mga ganyan. Meron tayong mga time frame, mga 15 seconds, ganyan lang to get attention. But really, if you're going to create a niche market and it's piso-piso yan na talagang makokontrol mo yung market, magiging influencer ka. Actually, if you watch yung mga film nila, kahit gaano katagal, basta interesting and entertaining. Because the story will take care of the time. There are certain stories that are just 10 minutes. There are certain stories that will take you an hour. But it really depends on your storytelling skills and your filmmaking skills. Of course, that's another topic altogether.
Another topic,
But it's still video. Because if you talk about video, yung power of video, we're talking about the andaming things. We can talk about Instagram, yung mga, di ba, mga Instagram videos, mga 8 seconds lang yun. Or we can talk about YouTube channels already. So, yun lang yung power ng video.
Yung added thing lang, no? Going back pa rin to branding, we mentioned before that people don't always buy for what you sell, but why you sell it. Kasi sometimes nga your what or your offering, marami tayong nagbebenta niyan. But when they see yung why, bakit ganito ginagawa ng Incognitus yan? Bakit ganito si Henry gumawa ng films niya? Nagkakaroon sila ng added depth and parang something that resonates with them, which causes them to buy. So I've read recently nga a lot of people enjoy watching IG stories of different brands, yung mga behind the scenes. How they're making their product or they're assembling something. Tayo, we've done that before while setting up for an event, diba? So, yung one other reason why it causes people to buy, because yung truth behind it, nakikita mo how people treat your product or service. So, it becomes an added dimension for them to relate to the brand. So, yun.
And it educates your client. Kasi there are, di ba, sometimes kasi parang hindi naman sa sinasadya, but it's the reality of the situation. Na sometimes a client wants something, ang budget niya ganyan lang, hindi niya naiintindihan ang work involved. And then sometimes hindi niya naiintindihan yung process because he or she wants something. So nagkakaroon ng miscommunication between the client and the supplier. Some suppliers like Tanya, magaling mag-communicate. So there's a what you call this? There's a parang expectation. What's the term there? Anyway, so okay yon. Pero maganda kasi sa video, if they start understanding what's your work really all about, they will start understanding there are some things talaga you get what you pay for. 1. 2, there's such a thing as a process. Napapanood, they themselves will start understanding. And since they're watching this person doing their job, ang maganda dyan is already namamatch mo na yung client mo dun sa sarili mo. Sorry. Namamatch mo yung client mo dun sa, kumbaga baliktad parang you get to choose the client that's really fit for you. I don't know if you watch yung 3040. Did I show you yung 3040?
30 by 40, yeah.
By
Yung
40.
architect.
Yeah, he started out sa big architectural firm. Then he realized in a big architectural firm pala, nangyayari sa mga architects. Because when he was young, he loved creating things eh. Tapos ang nangyayari sa big architectural firm, ang nangyayari sa'yo, you're actually doing yung parang drafts ng mga ano, and then ang nakakakuha ng credit is the big architect. Plus you have to follow yung sinabi sa'yo, yung parameters ng binigay sa'yo syempre ng big architectural firm. So what did he decide? Sabi niya, sige, I want, pinicture niya kung sino yung client gusto niya, at saka anong gusto niyang gawin. Kasi gusto niyang gawin are houses. Tsaka gusto niyang gawin are creative houses. Doon sa style na gusto niya. So what did he do? He actually, ang portfolio niya was he made videos. He made videos of about design, how he designs things, how he plans. If you look at his channel, try to look at it 30 times 40, you will see na doon pa lang sa ano niya, na brand na niya yung sarili niya. Ngayon, 80 to 90% ng clients niya is because of the channel. At saka na ano na niya, parang na weed out na niya. Without, parang, or very organic. Actually, it's not weed out eh. Naging very organic yung ano, yung relationship with the clients. So, yun yung power ng when we talk about video. There are certain things na, yes, there are certain things na I think now you must do because of competition. But there's also this larger thing that you can actually create and do something that will actually influence the market. Yun yung ano doon eh. Yun yung challenge doon, creative thing. And ang maganda kasi sa video and ganyan sa internet, yung mga nagbe-break ng rules. Kasi those influencers, yung mga nakikita nyo ngayon sa mga seminars, webinars, or ano, they're just trying to copy what the creators did. Yung mga nauna na sa YouTube. Pero yung mga creators na yan had no rules. Literally, they were just creating. So, yun yung power. So, what I'm trying to say is, ang power ng video is so large.
Yeah.
So large. Ngayon nga, Korean telenovelas na master na nila yung ano eh, yung product placement.
Sinasabi mo yung YouTube culture. Or yung napapansin mo, for me, it's the same thing. It's inbound. And I'm not saying it because it is inbound. It was just given a name. Yun na yung orientation namin.
Yeah.
Pero what you have also is similar, and it goes back to the point ko dati na we all know how to do this thing. On a good day, we know how to engage each other in a good way. And if you're given the skills, then you can translate that to whatever medium you can make. Diba? Whether it's a written word, a photograph, or a video. Or in the case of Tanya, an event. Diba?
Yes.
Kasama rin yan, yung storytelling through an actual event. Yun, ang ganda nun pag nagagawa yun. Diba? So, naisip ko lang kasi na just like, yun yung nagagawa ng internet, yung dating dapat nagagawa na natin, internet is making it possible. Kasi kahit naman dati, kaya mo magawa ng video, it's hard to publish eh.
Yes.
Because like it's reserved for people who had good enough cameras, good enough equipment. Pero ngayon, it's opening it up, and then we actually have bandwidth that we can upload it. Kasi dati, di ba, parang, oh my gosh, 1 megabyte, putyan, buong araw yan. Ngayon, talaga, nandiyan na, di ba? We're talking about gigabytes now when we upload. So, yun, dumadami because we are being enabled. Okay, kasi I'm just being cautious about the rise because dati na siyang engaging, dati na siyang better way to explain because it's the next best thing to being there. Diba? That's the next best thing. Sorry. Until the time na maging widely available na virtual reality.
Virtual reality.
Yes.
Actually, tama yun eh. Ang ano kasi, ang dati pa naman kasi may video, di ba? Pero before, kailangan pro ka, kailangan meron kang gear.
Gamit.
May gamit ka, may team ka. Pero ngayon, meron ng cellphone eh.
Oo.
Di ba? May cellphone na eh.
Yep. Mas maganda nga yung
tapos, meron na ngayon Zoom.
Yeah.
Di ba? YouTube, pwede kang magano. Facebook, pwede kang magano. So, ang dami ng the technology is there, tapos nagka-COVID pa.
Yeah.
So ngayon, everybody is actually interacting sa video. Right now, we're interacting sa video, di ba? So, kaya ako pinopost yung seminar was because you're already in it.
Yeah.
Ordinary people are already in it. So, might as well learn the skills already that will help you along the way. Because, for example, yung information, you already know the information. There are two things that I wanted to point out. One is yung technical side. The next thing in the future is yung ano nga yung difference ng culture, because it is a culture. Ano yung difference ng culture sa ano? Of course, it's up to you to adjust already because may mga specific needs for a big company which is different from a creator. So it's different. It's not an either or thing, but it's nice to know, okay, who am I targeting? Who am I and who am I targeting? It just goes back again to branding.
Diba? I'm curious about yung sinabi mo about culture. Natatanong kita sana kaso napansin ko yung time, 6:15.
Yeah. Mabilis lang. Siguro last question. Dahil I have to go. Papatay na kami misis ko eh.
No. You don't have to. But ako personally, you got my attention when you said there's a culture to video.
No. What I meant a culture. I mean a culture in YouTube content creation and how they market stuff, how they talk about products. So totally different culture. Even now, if you go sa YouTube, if you look at mga how-to, yung mga top 6, you can see right away sino yung, ito business, ito yung sinasabi. Pero nakikita mo na parang he's trying to create, kasi ngayon, di ba, nauso ngayon yung mga, nagkikreate sila ng parang expertise eh. But if you look at the actual people who actually started it and who has, like sila MKB, yung mga millions na yung totally different. Iba yung the way they approach things, the way they talk about it, the way they So, it's a different culture and people can sniff it out. I think there's a difference. Kaya sabi ko, you have to know who you're talking to. Because if, for example, you're in the business of talking to business people, diba? So, there are certain terms that you have to right away. It's different naman if you're actually talking to a customer or a potential customer. Those are totally different things. So, at the end of the day, it all goes back again to branding. You have to know who you are and you have to know who your clients are. Of course, there's this gray area in between. There's this lovable gray area in between that you can be so creative.
Okay.
Yan. Even yung mga webinars na nakikita ko minsan, may magagaling talaga eh. Magaling talaga sila eh. Anyway.
But ako, going even beyond branding, pagbalik lang talaga, yung sinabi about you can tell kung anong klaseng tao. It goes back to sa face-to-face. There are some, di ba, if you're inauthentic, if you're ibang pakay mo, iba yung purpose mo why you're talking, lilitaw at lilitaw. And granted na meron magagaling, and then granted may mga dense na katulad ko. The whole idea is, the less authentic, the less human, the less helpful you are, lalabas yun. Pag face-to-face, lalabas rin yun sa video.
And dyan nag-differentiate actually ang TVC versus video content produced for digital. Kasi ang TVC, wala siyang pake kung sinong tatamaan niya eh.
Shotgun
it's for
method.
everyone.
Because of the medium.
Napaka-ikli eh. Diba?
Because it's a different medium eh. Diba sa TV nga, parang may time ka lang pwede manood. Kung ikaw gusto mo yung program na yon, Game of Thrones, so you wait for that time. Pero ngayon, actually, Game of Thrones, mali yung sample ko kasi
tapos na ang Game of Thrones.
No, I mean, streaming yun eh. You can watch it anytime. So,
on demand.
So, hindi ka na Pero ngayon let's say sa YouTube or sa streaming, pag may advertisement, di ba napipikon ka? Actually, napipikon ka eh. Nakaka-off eh.
Nakaka-interrupt.
Mo o skip mo. Kasi ngayon, ang client, sila na yung may power eh.
May power.
Very demanding eh. Ayoko to, tanggalin ko to.
Right.
Ay, fake to. So it's a different medium. I mean, it's a different it's a different space altogether.
Yeah. So mukhang there will definitely be more sessions on video down the line. Because yes, madami siyang parts to consider, components to review. meron pa tayong down the line where I know Henry intends to talk about different types of equipment for different uses and different budgets. So that's one thing to look forward to. And other components to the video production side of things. So again, for people who are interested, we're having Henry's video webinar. This will happen 2 weeks from now. We will be sharing the links to the page on our Facebook page and the Project Inbound Facebook group. Okay?
Kung gusto nyo maglagay ng sponsor dun sa coffee, ano na kayo.
Okay, so thanks everyone. This has been today's session of Coffee Convo Thursday. See you guys again next week.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.